lap down. Jimmy Johnson, 20 laps down after being involved in the big crash at lap 30. Jeff Gordon was also in that 17-car pileup. He is now 32nd, 35 laps down. Greg Biffle 16 laps off pace when he got into the back of his Roush Fenway teammate, Matt Kenseth.
That green flag you see waving there, that tells the drivers that the pit road is now open. There's a red flag they wave if it's not open, but the green one lets them know, come on in.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., the first to pit. He's going to bring Kurt Busch in with him, along with Allmendinger, Hamlin, Regan Smith, Carl Edwards, Casey Kane, and more. Matt?
My good news for Kurt Busch fans, the vibration he's been complaining about, he said has disappeared after the last stop when they made 4-tire change, just topping him off with some Sunoco, Krista.
Steve, a little bit of an audible. If no one else had come behind Dale Jr., they would have put on some tires. Instead, it's fuel only. Let's go upstairs to the hotel. Chris and Jeff.
Thanks, Krista. Time for an AT&T race break, and 3 times of the Daytona 500 we've had 11 caution flags. That is the mark, and we are 1 away from that. Again, 19 leaders, 56 lead changes, and currently Clint Boyer is your leader with 63 laps to go. The big one Mike referred to moments ago, lap 29, when it was Michael Waltrip, car owner and driver, into a car driven by David Rudova. Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon involved and taken out of a chance of winning this. Lap 80, Dale Earnhardt Jr. with the Hendrick cars wrecked in the lead and a chance to win this Daytona 500. Meanwhile, the Richard Childress racing cars that were so dominant last year at restrictor plates, Kevin Harvick blows an engine, Jeff Burton has a problem with an engine, and moments ago, a lap 135 with a couple of Ford teammates, and it seems this is Biffle and Kenseth, Jeff Hammond, that just teammates, whether the cars are running hot or they're not quite in communication with who's easing up or doing what. But it's tough to stay in concert as they go around and race and try to win this thing.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we just saw there Greg Biffle 16 laps down. His teammate, Matt Kenseth, he's been hanging in there all day long after getting caught up in that wreck, in and out of the lead lap, and all of a sudden now he's totally out of the race. I mean, it's just a crazy, I guess you might say, Daytona 500 so far.
Yeah, well, they said it would be unpredictable. Now, Clint Boyer, who is currently the leader of the last 2 Daytona races, he's led with 10 laps to go and wound up not winning the race. The leader at the halfway point, who in this case was Martin Truex Jr., has failed to win the last 18 Daytona 500. So the unpredictability continues, but a little bit of irony with the Richard Childress car out in front after the engine problem.
Well, you got him really 1-2 because Paul Menard is now that 4th team at RCR Racing. The key thing is right now, both of them are running the Earnhardt Childress engines. They've got to pay attention to their gauges. Now, Chris, we were talking about earlier, this right here is probably going to be the hardest Daytona 500 to win because mentally and physically it's wearing you down. Now they've got a mandate coming down saying you got to watch your gauges even more so, besides racing and keeping up what's in front of you. So they got a lot of wear and tear going on inside that cockpit right now as a driver. So whoever is going to be the superhero today, especially for RCR, they got to really step up to the wheel.
Yeah, you got to watch your gauges, you're working the radio, and also keep your eyes on the road, by the way, going nearly 200 miles per hour. We hope you'll be with us all season long for NASCAR coverage on Fox. It's Phoenix next Sunday.
It's like a heat race. You don't have any other track like this.
And let's check a look at pit road, see which pit crews have been fastest out there. The fastest pit crew updated all season on AT&T and AT&T customers. As soon as the checkered flag drops, you can, from your AT&T phone, text the car number, the crew you think will be fastest, to 234567. Reply OK when you're asked. And we'll continue with the updates. The AT&T Fastest Pit Crew Award brought to you by AT&T, the nation's fastest mobile broadband network. And meanwhile, Mike, we still have both the Busch brothers, Kurt and Kyle, staying calm and in the hunt for this 53rd running of the Great American Race.
Absolutely, Chris. Add to the list of cars on the lead lap that pitted under that caution: Joey Logano, David Reagan, Dave Blaney, Bill Elliott, and Mark Martin and Bobby Labonte. The first 13 cars in the race did not pit under this caution. And good news, Matt Kenseth checked and released at the Infield Care Center.
All this strain, physical strain, mental strain we've been talking about, the guy that can be the sharpest come the end of this race, get down to 20 to go, the guy that's still thinking clear, can make good moves and good decisions, could be the guy that wins this race.
Brad Keselowski trying to win the 500 for Roger Penske, give Roger his second win in the 500. We listened in under this caution.
You all set in there? Oh, I'm all set. I don't know who you're talking to. You. I haven't heard you. Oh, I'm just riding, man. Just enjoying the good life. Riding around with your top down? I don't know about that. I don't think anybody's seen it without the top on. I'd almost rather see your brother. Ooh.
His brother Brian raced his way into the 500 but got taken out in that lap 30 crash. But Bad Brad's having a big time.
And my point about staying sharp and the guy that's the best at the very end here, you make if you get tired and you start to you make bad decisions. You get with the wrong guy, you get in the wrong lane, you hit somebody too hard. You got to be focused and sharp here at the end of this race.
I like the move Roger Penske made during the offseason, though. You know, Brad Keselowski is now driving that 2 Miller Lite car, but he's back with his crew chief that he won the Nationwide Series championship with last year, Paul Wolf. Those guys they really complement each other and have great chemistry.
Steve Burns.
Mike, Clint Bowyer, the leader of this race, he just spoke with Tony Stewart directly in the 14, and the commentary was Bowyer told Tony that he's going to run for now with his teammate Paul Menard in the 27, but expect the 33 and the 14 to hook up a little bit later in this race. Tony said, you do what you got to do right now. There's still a long way to go.
Right up there in the top half dozen, Trevor Bayne trying to win a 5th 500 for the Wood brothers in that iconic looking number 21. The captain still has 2 cars in the hunt, Kurt Busch and Brad Keselowski. Happy birthday, Roger Penske. Turned 7-0 today. Getting set for the green flag. There'll be 60 laps to go in the Daytona 500. Clint Bowyer jumps out in front of Paul Menard. They will try to hook up as teammates and do.
They timed that out perfectly. Looked like Menard laid back just a little bit, give Bowyer a chance to drop down in front of him, exactly what they wanted to do. But I got to give a call to Paul Menard. Running up front, having a great day. People, you know, he's moved around a little bit. People said, oh man, Childress Ford car, I don't know if that's going to work or not. Tried it once before. Paul Menard's making it work today.
Finished 13th. Menard did in last year's 500. And here comes Trevor Bayne on the back bumper of Martin Truex, the 56 and 21, back to the front.
I think you're going to see guys that are really, really serious about winning this race. I mean, everybody is, but guys are going to start putting out a little extra effort. Guys have been laying back. We haven't talked about it much. Like that 88 car, look for them to try to find their way in the front now that it's getting down near the end of the day.
And he's found a new dance partner, Jamie McMurray, in that 1 car. Jamie, he can't get hooked up with his teammate Montoya as he was so much of the first part of the race.
I think Montoya's car is not handling very good. I don't think he likes Jamie behind him, and I think that's had an effect on their relationship.
But Darrell, how about this rookie from Knoxville, Tennessee, just turned 20 yesterday. The rookie is having a great ride here in 2nd place.
You know what? And every time I've talked to him, we had him on the show yesterday afternoon. You heard him this morning before the race started. Very confident, very calm, got a great head on his shoulders.
Truex will bring him off the corner. Here is Dick Berggren.
Matt Kenseth, trouble on the racetrack.
And it is Montoya crashing along with Greg Biffle. And again, Montoya makes a great save to come down pit road as the caution flag flies for the 11th time today as they slow down to pace car speed. Let's get back to Dick Berggren, who is with the driver taken out in the last incident.
Yeah, and you and the Biff are the best of friends. What happened between you 2 guys?
Oh, it wasn't his fault at all. It's my fault for using bad judgment. So our car was pretty beat up, and Mark got the wave around that time, and there was 2 of us a lap down, both trying to get the lucky dog in the heat of the moment, trying to race up through there. And I've never been in traffic with all the damage from the first incident, and I couldn't control my car very good, and I was trying to work my way to the back, and we were kind of going up through the middle and had some slow cars, and Logano tried to block, and when he did, I had to slow up, and at the same time, Greg just couldn't slow up in time. So it's just should use better judgment, roll around the back, and take what we could get.
A lot of action in this year's Daytona 500.
Thank you, Dick. This ties the record for caution flags in the 500 at 11. Top of your screen, here they come off turn 4.
Well, I think you got to remember something too about that 16 car. It's been wrecked once, and so it's not handling all that great. And Montoya just got into the back of him. And you know, Larry, one thing, and Mike, these guys have been so complimentary of each other. Oh, it wasn't his fault. Just racing.
Look at that yellow car of Kurt Busch dive to the inside and escape down pit road, as does Ryan Newman.
So much